My name is Dahlia Hicks. I am 29 and the words came out of my father's mouth like knives in front of 40 relatives at our family reunion. This is the mistake from my first marriage, he said. Glass raised, smile wide, and everyone laughed. His new wife squeezed his arm. His stepdaughter looked at her shoes, and I stood there holding a glass of water, wearing the same smile I had practiced for 22 years. But that night something inside me shifted because I had something on my phone, something I had carried for 3 months, something I never planned to use until he made it impossible not to. What I showed them did not just embarrass my father, it destroyed the story he had been telling for a decade. And his new wife, she never saw it coming. 6 months before that reunion, a text landed on the wrong phone. My parents divorced when I was 7. I remember the morning my father left because he did not take his coffee mug off the counter. My mother washed it, dried it, and put it in a box. She never said a bad word about him, not once. Richard Hicks remarried 2 years later. Vanessa Caldwell, younger, polished, and smiling at me the way people smile at someone else's luggage, politely, briefly, and hoping it would be moved soon. She had a daughter, Megan, blonde hair, quiet eyes, 2 years younger than me. Within 6 months, Megan had my bedroom at Dad's house. Vanessa said it made more sense. Megan was there full-time and I only visited weekends. Then weekends became holidays only. I tried every birthday. I called every Christmas. I showed up with a gift wrapped in paper I picked out myself. I would sit on the edge of the couch while Megan opened her pile of presents and wait for my father to look at me the way he looked at her. He never did. The family Christmas card arrived at my mother's house every December. 3 faces: Richard, Vanessa, Megan, matching sweaters, golden retriever. The kind of family you find in a picture frame at Target. I was never in 122 years, not a single one. I told myself it was an oversight, but 22 years is long to call something an oversight. Graduation day, I sent him tickets. Front row, I wrote it would mean the world to have you there. He texted, would not miss it. Graduation morning, I ironed my white dress. My mother drove 90 minutes from Richmond. We arrived early. She sat in the second row. Father's seats in the first ceremony started. I looked at the crowd during the processional. My mother was beaming to seats beside her empty. I walked across the stage, shook the dean's hand, smiled for the camera. That evening on Facebook, there was a photo of Richard, Vanessa, and Megan at a football game posted 3 hours before my ceremony. He had chosen 6 months before the reunion. Grandma called Eleanor Hicks sharp as a scalpel. You are coming to the reunion this July. I hesitated, but Grandma does not ask, she tells. I said, okay, I will be there too. Weeks later, an unknown number texted, hey baby, said Richard's going to do the family thing again. You going too? Watch the show. I read it 3 times. Be Vanessa, the family thing. The show, the message was not meant for me. I stared at it 11 minutes. Then I took a screenshot, saved it, put my phone face down. 2 more messages came, photos and a voice note I never played. Then the 4th text, Derek, Mrs. He's V. Derek. Now I had a name. 1 month before the reunion, I went to see my mother, Linda Porter. She poured chamomile tea too much honey, not enough patience. I need to tell you something, she said, something I need you to hear without getting upset. I said the truth. Richard plans to leave everything to Megan. Your name is not in any of it. I do not care about the money, I said, but it's not about the money. If I stayed silent, the reunion would become a coronation. Megan the heir, Vanessa the matriarch, and me a footnote. July 14th, I pulled onto the gravel drive of Grandma's farm. Oaks older than the county. The table laid 40 place settings, string lights strung between walnut trees. Cars arrived, uncles, cousins, babies. Great Aunt Patricia, famous corn pudding and opinions. Vanessa stepped out, floral dress, oversized sunglasses. Megan in white sundress. Richard last straightening collar hand on. Vanessa other on Megan father. Past me glance nod. No hug towards you came. Vanessa worked the crowd like a campaign manager. Every handshake. A purpose, every compliment, direction have you? Met our Megan, she said staring. The girl forward top of her class looking. At pre-law Megan smiled on cue trained smile. Starts and stops at the mouth bless her heart, she said. Placing hand on chest bless her heart is a silencer it says, isn't that sweet? Isn't that small now, let's move on. Patricia stiffened. Eleanor did not blink, I poured. Water face still used to being background. Character for 22 years. Cousin Jake pulled me aside. Near the oak tree is it true your father is cutting you out of grandma's side? Vanessa had laid groundwork strategy. Not carelessness, then the speech. After brisket Richard stood tapped glass. Said a few words about family. Placed hand on Megan's shoulder. I want to introduce someone my real daughter. Megan blushed. Richard listed accomplishments. Every one landed like a metal pin too. Uniform table applauded. Vanessa touched collarbone like she might cry. Uncle Bill said, what about Dahlia? Richard looked at me the way you look at a receipt you forgot to throw away. Oh Dahlia, he laughed. First they followed not everyone. Patricia, not Ruth. Eleanor set fork down but enough, laughed enough to make it real. Vanessa squeezed his arm. Megan looked at grass. I stood water in hand face. Still 40 people decided. Father's cruelty a punchline. Not one spoke yet silence came between dying laughter and next fork hitting plate. A held breath sound of the world stopping. I looked at phone. Weight of 3 months of screenshots. Folder called insurance. Truth that did not belong to me but landed in lap anyway. Looked at Megan picking biscuit 16. She had not asked for any of this. She was not villain a prop. Vanessa dressed and Richard displayed because she fit story he wanted. I looked at Eleanor, eyes sharp lit windows. In dark house smallest nod not do something a nod in here. I touched phone did not pull out not yet difference keeping peace and losing self. Keeping peace swallowing name. Losing self standing yard full of blood. Relatives laughing at word. Mistake and saying nothing. I was not going to start a war, but I was not going to be erased.